Hi everyone, Kimberley here, and welcome to this week's video in which every week I will be discussing the Ascension Teachings which are brought forth from the beings of the light which I channel. So for those of you who may not be too familiar with the Ascension Teachings or the beings of the light, one of the main focus in the teachings are the teachings of oneness. So they teach us that we are one, we are source, and that we are God. So of course, some of us, it can be quite challenging to believe this concept. We see separation, we see ourselves in human bodies, but in fact, all life force is one. So yes, we are one with our brothers and sisters, we are one with the birds and the bees and the trees. All life force, not just here but elsewhere, is one. What we experience here on earth is an illusion that allows this separation to be perceived. But it is an illusion. Who we truly are is God. We are limitless. And we are connected to each other. And with this life journey, as we go through the ascension journey, you may call it the enlightenment journey, it is the remembering journey. It is about remembering who we truly are. And who we truly are is God. But we are already enlightened. And this is the journey. We chose to forget who we are. We chose to forget that we are one. It is separation that we see all the negative things occurring in our world, that we see negativity in our life. This is separation. This is duality. It is not who we truly are. But we chose to come here to experience this duality, to remember more of who we truly are. And as the beings of the light have discussed, we are now entering into a great awakening. It is a new earth. It is a cycle of human consciousness that we've entered, but never before a time has been where we are now more expanded than we have been right now. As you go through the inward journey, as you do your meditations, you tap into the God aspect of you. And this is the work. The enlightenment journey is for you to remember that you are God, that you are all that is, that you are complete, that you are perfect. In the human experience, we do not see ourselves as whole and complete. We judge ourselves and we judge others. We see things as wrong. And this is the human experience. But as we transition now into the new earth, in this great awakening, the human consciousness, the collective consciousness, is now shifting into a oneness state. In our conscious awareness, we will know this. It is just one step at a time, as they say. But you can practice this. Every time you judge yourself, every time you judge another, know that you are judging yourself. All that is source. Source projected itself, wanted to experience life so it can expand itself and all that is. We are here as projections of source, and all our God-given abilities are within. All the infinite intelligence that is God is within. It's about tapping into that by going within, by working on our limited beliefs, our belief systems that are based in duality. And you know what? This is occurring all around us. Even though we may see this in a conceptual way, but for us to believe it and to live it can be another. You see things occurring in the world, and sometimes you may judge that as our consciousness is going backwards. You see what you see as terrorist attacks. You see things that are occurring that's causing pain and grief. But there is a bigger picture here at play. And just recently in New Zealand, which for those of you who may not know, New Zealand to Australia, which I live in, is very close. We see New Zealand as family. So when this occurred, of course, you can see this for what it appears to be, a tragedy. But you can see the evidence is there. That pretty much after this occurred, the country came together and the world started to come together. Of course, the Prime Minister facilitated this in a great regard, bringing the people together, the faiths together. And this has been shown throughout the whole world. The world is coming together. People are starting to now see that we are one. And this is, we would say, a first stage of the oneness in our conscious awareness. To know that we are the same with our brothers and sisters. Of course, oneness goes beyond that. But for our level of consciousness, we are going one step at a time, one stage at a time. And you can see this, that the world is now starting to come together. It is through acts of such contrast, like violence, that it allows us to come closer together. And this is what is occurring in our collective consciousness. So this shows you how we are one. And then as the world becomes one with our brothers and sisters, we move more into that oneness state, and then we'll be ready for the next stage, where we will see oneness with other life force beings, elements, our animals, the trees. Yes, they all have life force energy. They may not be human, but they are one with us. We are a microcosm of Source and the universe. For instance, we have a similar amount of water in our body to the percentage of water on Earth. You can see this in sacred geometry. The microcosm, the macro and the micro exists throughout the universe. And we are experiencing life in a state of uniqueness, but we are also one with all that is. So in this stage of our awakening, our remembering, is to know that we are one. If you judge another, you are judging yourself. Would you judge yourself? Well, often you do judge yourself, but know that you are perfect. If you cannot love another, if you cannot love yourself at this stage, practice compassion, practice acceptance. If you can practice acceptance, it's one more step in the love frequency. And once you can practice that, then you can move into compassion and move into higher frequencies of love. Because this is who we truly are. In the oneness state, we are love. It's about seeing ourselves as worthy. And once you can see yourself as worthy, once you can see yourself as love and acceptance, because that's who you truly are, you raise your energy frequency, which correlates is your consciousness level. So as you raise your consciousness level, as you raise your vibration, you align more to who you truly are. You start to see things more from Source's eyes, from God's eyes, that all is perfect. We have pre-birth intentions that come into play here. We have divine blueprints that come into play here. This is why, although we are one, we're exploring life uniquely. And our path is unique to us. So, whatever occurs for you personally, or that you see in your reality, know that it is for you. Everything happens in your reality for you. We are here to expand and to remember who we truly are, one step at a time. We are all on this journey. It is about being vulnerable and having the courage to be vulnerable, to look at your limiting beliefs, to look at old operating systems that is holding you back, that's keeping you in a consciousness state of duality. Yes, it's in our collective consciousness, but we have the power also to live in the heart center, to live in the now and choose a higher perspective and look at our own beliefs. And this is why you are here. For you wouldn't be watching this otherwise if you didn't hear the call to know who you truly are. So thank you for watching. Love and light until next time. Farewell.